Hey, Zane Griggs here with zanegriggs.com. Today I'm going to answer the question I got about agave nectar. Is agave nectar a good sweetener, good replacement for sugar? So is it a healthier sweetener than sugar? In a few ways, it sort of is. It does not raise, fructose does not raise blood sugar. So agave nectar is primarily made up of fructose. Okay, right? We consider that's called the healthy sugar. And it's true that fructose does not raise blood sugar levels and have the insulin create the insulin peak that glucose does, or table sugar, which is half glucose, half fructose. Okay, so table sugar is half fructose, like 50-50 fructose and glucose. High fructose corn syrup, okay, which is the big evil monster that we hear so much about, is 55% fructose and 45% glucose. So that 5% increase in fructose is what makes it so much more dangerous. One of the things that makes it so much more dangerous. Okay, agave nectar is 85% fructose. So think about that. If the extra 5% of fructose makes high fructose corn syrup, this big evil monster we've heard about, agave nectar is 85% fructose. What do you think that means as far as its health benefits? Might be something to be concerned about, right? So fructose, you say, well, it's in fruit, right? Well, okay. And by fructose, fructose, you know what I'm saying. Tomato, I say you all, you say y'all. Okay, so fructose, that's how I say it, is in fruit, but when it's in fruit, it's bound up in fiber. So it's a very slow entry. The sugar is a very slow entry into our system. Plus, there's not as much of it in a piece of fruit as you would probably put into sweeten your coffee or tea, and that's a liquid. So it's been processed into a liquid, a syrup, essentially. So think about how that's going to hit your system as opposed to trying to chomp through the fiber of an apple to get to it. So it's going to come in a little faster, and you're probably going to be able to consume a lot more of it than you would trying to get through 2 or 3 apples, okay, or peaches, or take your pick. A couple pieces of fruit a day is not going to overload your fructose, okay. But consider all the other sugar, table sugar, which has fructose in it, any other sweetener, like high fructose corn syrup, anything you're eating is sweet, and then you throw in some agave nectar because you think it's healthier, so you start using that amply, and your fructose is going to go up. Your fructose intake is going to go up. So what is the danger of that? Because obviously it's going to come in faster. What happens? What does your body do with that? Well, it is processed primarily in the liver. Fructose is processed in the liver, and your liver turns it into fat. Okay, so this is why it doesn't really affect blood sugar per se, or at least not right away, or it doesn't affect insulin resistance right away, but it can over time as part of the process of when you start developing fatty liver disease, which can happen from an overabundance of fructose in your system. Okay, so you start using this like instead of sugar without really cutting back on your sugar intake, just replacing it with this different kind of sugar. This is what can happen. Development of fatty liver disease, okay, which can lead to further insulin resistance if you don't already have it. And if you're already overweight or have blood sugar issues, you're not helping yourself. You're really not, because you probably already have fatty liver disease developing. It can also increase blood triglycerides. It can increase production of VLDL, which is very low density lipoproteins, probably a lipoprotein you're not, or a type of cholesterol you're not used to hearing about. It's this very small, dense cholesterol pieces going through your system that tend to get, the ones most likely to get trapped in the fissures and cracks in inflamed arteries, okay? So those aren't good. Those are the kind of LDL you really want to be tested for. It's a special test. It's VLDL. Because if you have a lot of those, usually it's related to diet and increase of sugar. Sugar of any kind is going to increase your production of this. So fructose or regular table sugar, you're going to have a higher VLDL, or very low density lipoprotein. Normal fluffy low density lipoprotein cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, is really not bad for you. It's very necessary. We need it for brain tissue, for creating hormones. It creates the myelin sheath that coats our nerves and neurons in our brain. So LDL is very important. Now, what can happen when you have an excess of sugar of any kind, fructose or normal table sugar, okay, is you get oxidized LDL. So oxidized, what does oxidation mean? Okay, what happens when something gets oxidized? It rusts. Okay, so it's like rusty cholesterol. So your rusty cholesterol is going to your brain to make up neurons, okay, to coat your neurons with a myelin sheath, to make up brain matter, which is fat, cholesterol, to create hormones. So your building blocks, your hormones, brain connections, coating your nerves all over your body would be essentially rusty from the start as you're replacing that. Okay, as your body starts replacing that fat, okay, it's rusty. Not a good thing. We don't want to be rusty, do we? And what happens when things get rusty? They start to break down, they fall apart, they're not working as well. So the brain, the hormones, you know, it's bad enough as we age, those things start to go anyway. You start throwing in rusty materials by eating too much sugar, again, of any kind, fructose, agave nectar, or table sugar, you're going to be in trouble. So your best alternatives, okay, for a sweetener would be something like stevia, or sugar alcohol, called erythritol, which is actually in Truvia. It's the main ingredient in Truvia. So I know it says stevia on there. There's a little part of stevia compound in the Truvia, but it's primarily the sugar alcohol. So stevia and Truvia do not increase blood sugar. They do not add calories. So they're not adding really sugar to your system at all, but they do add some sweetness. So it may take some getting used to, but they really are your best alternatives for health, because you don't get the blood sugar spike, you don't get the added calories, your body's not going to turn those into fat. Okay? So if you like this, please like my page, zanegriggs.com on Facebook, or share with a friend who you think would enjoy hearing it. And if you look at my page, you'll see in the app section under my headshot on the left, there's a little button there that says free weight loss plan. So if you click that button, you fill out your name and email, I'll send you a free weight loss, really just a good healthy food plan, diet to help you burn more fat. And it's got a link to a great circuit training workout as well. So check that out. Yeah, it's free. No harm to you, right? You might end up losing weight, you know, creating a healthier plan for your life, and getting a workout, you know, plan out of it to boot. So talk to you later.